Welcome to Final Year 5 Homework 10 Walkthrough. Comprehension, the world of reading. Question 1. Based on its use in the first paragraph, the word adept most nearly means what? The sentence talks about schools being fairly adept at teaching students how to read. This means they are skilled at it. The answer to question 1 is A, skilled. Question 2. The author argues that reading helps people in many ways. It helps them grow as individuals, find interests, and discover who they are. The answer to question 2 is A, helps people develop as individuals. Question 3. What is the main function of the first sentence in paragraph 3? The sentence explains the author's main point of view about reading and how it can open a world of imagination and knowledge. The answer to question 3 is A, introduce and explain the author's main point of view. Question 4. The author would most likely agree with which statement? She believes schools should encourage students to enjoy reading because it helps them learn and grow. The answer to question 4 is D. Schools should figure out ways to help students learn to enjoy reading. Question 5. Which of the following is true about the author? The author mentions reading a book about Mick Jagger as a preteen and how that inspired her to read more. The answer to question 5 is C. She read a book about a rock star she admired as a preteen. Question 6. What can be assumed about Toni Morrison, Ralph Ellison, and August Wilson? The author says these writers were influenced by the blues, so they are writers inspired by blues music. The answer to question 6 is C. Writers inspired by blues music. Question 7. According to the passage, which material was not used to make arrowheads? Arrowheads were made from wood, bone, stone, or metal, but not glass. The answer to question 7 is B. Glass. Question 8. In paragraph 2, what is the best antonym for the word honed? Honed means sharpened, so the opposite would be dulled. The answer to question 8 is C. Dulled. Question 9. Which of the following would not be studied by an archaeologist? Archaeologists study historical topics, not modern issues like pollution caused by corporations. The answer to question 9 is B. The effects on fish of pollution caused by modern-day corporations. Question 10. What is the main idea of paragraph 3? The author explains that archaeologists can learn many things about Native American societies by studying arrowheads. The answer to question 10 is A. Archaeologists can determine many things about Native American societies simply by looking at an arrowhead. Question 11. What is the author most interested in? The passage focuses on explaining the significance of the arrowhead and how it helps us learn about the past. The answer to question 11 is B. Explaining the significance of the arrowhead. Reading comprehension practice. The Great Ice Storm of 1998. Question 12. What does the word accumulate mean in this text? Option A. Accumulate means to stop. Option B. Accumulate means to build up. Option C. Accumulate means to climb. The answer is option B. Accumulate means to build up. The text says, so much ice accumulated that the series of storms became known as the Great Ice Storm. This shows that the ice built up over time. Question 13. Why did so much ice build up on structures during the Great Ice Storm? Option A. There were 5 freezing rainstorms over 10 days. Option B. There were 4 freezing rainstorms over 6 days. Option C. There were 5 freezing rainstorms over 6 days. The answer is option C. There were 5 freezing rainstorms over 6 days. The text says there were 5 storms, and they happened over 6 days. Question 14. What made the ice so dangerous to structures? Option A. The weight of the ice was a strong force that acted on structures. Many structures could not support the weight of the ice. Option B. The shape of the ice made it difficult for structures to support it. Option C. Structures could support the ice, and it is not dangerous. The answer is option A. The weight of the ice was a strong force that acted on structures. Many structures could not support the weight of the ice. As the ice built up, it got heavier and heavier. This extra weight caused power lines to break and trees to fall. Question 15. What reason does the text give to explain why some people died during the storm? Option A. Some people who lost electricity had no heat in their homes and died from the cold. Option B. Some people got swept in the storm and died. Option C. Some people died from extreme heat. The answer is option A. Some people who lost electricity had no heat in their homes and died from the cold. The text explains that without electricity, many homes became too cold, leading to tragic deaths. Question 16. Why do people lose electricity when a power line breaks? Option A. Electricity escapes into the atmosphere due to the broken power line. Option B. Electromagnetic interference generated by the broken power line interferes with the electrical grid. Option C. Electricity travels from power-generating plants to homes and businesses through power lines. When a power line breaks, electricity cannot travel through it. The answer is option C. Electricity travels from power-generating plants to homes and businesses through power lines. When a power line breaks, electricity cannot travel through it. Electricity flows along power lines, so if one breaks, the flow is interrupted, and homes lose power. Question 17. What type of natural structure was affected by the storm? Tell how this type of structure was affected. Option A. Underground caves were affected as the storm increased water infiltration, altering the subterranean environment. Option B. Tall grasses were affected by the storm, experiencing increased growth due to the abundance of rain and strong winds. Option C. Trees are a natural structure affected by the storm. Many trees fell down because they could not support the weight of all the ice on their branches. The answer is option C. Trees are a natural structure affected by the storm. Many trees fell down because they could not support the weight of all the ice on their branches. The text explains that trees collapsed under the heavy ice, causing damage to homes, cars, and even power lines. Question 18. Leanne's hat is in the monkey's cage. Where should the apostrophe go? Option A. Leanne's hat is in the monkey's cage. Option B. Leanne's hat is in the monkey's cage. Option C. Leanne's hat is in the monkey's cage. The correct answer is option C. Leanne's hat is in the monkey's cage. Let me explain. The hat belongs to Leanne, so we add an apostrophe and S after Leanne to show possession. This gives us Leanne's hat. The cage belongs to one monkey, so we also add an apostrophe and S after monkey to show possession. This gives us monkey's cage. She took my friend's pen from the teacher's desk. Where should the apostrophes go? Option A. She took my friend's pen from the teacher's desk. Option B. She took my friend's pen from the teacher's desk. Option C. She took my friend's pen from the teacher's desk. The correct answer is option C. She took my friend's pen from the teacher's desk. The pen belongs to one friend, so we add an apostrophe and S after friend to show possession, giving us friend's pen. The desk belongs to one teacher, so we add an apostrophe and S after teacher to show possession, giving us teacher's desk. The sentence becomes, she took my friend's pen from the teacher's desk. Question 20. Mrs. Smith's car is parked on Main Street. Where should the apostrophe go? Option A. Mrs. Smith's car is parked on Main Street. Option B. Mrs. Smith's car is parked on Main Street. Option C. Mr. Smith's car is parked on Main Street. The correct answer is option A. Mrs. Smith's car is parked on Main Street. The car belongs to Mrs. Smith. To show possession, we add an apostrophe and S after Smith, making it Mrs. Smith's car. Question 21. The case was packed with clothes for men. Where should the apostrophe go? Option A. Men's clothes. Option B. Men's clothes. Option C. Men's clothes. The correct answer is option B. Men's clothes. The clothes belong to men. The word men is already plural, so to show possession, we add an apostrophe and S, making it men's. Question 22. The hands of the clock didn't move. Where should the apostrophe go? Option A. Clock's hands. Option B. Clock's hands. Option C. Clock's hands. The correct answer is option B. Clock's hands. The hands belong to one clock. To show possession, we add an apostrophe and S to clock, making it clock's hands. Question 23. The nose of the thief was bleeding. Where should the apostrophe go? Option A. Thief's nose. Option B. Thief's nose. Option C. Thief's nose. The correct answer is option C. Thief's nose. The nose belongs to one thief. To show possession, we add an apostrophe and S to thief, making it thief's nose. Question 24. He is a good swimmer. How should this be written as a contraction? Option A. He's. Option B. He's. The correct answer is option B. He's D. When he and is are combined into a contraction, the The apostrophe replaces the missing is, making it he's. Question 25. It is a lovely day. How should this be written as a contraction? Option A, it's. Option B, it's. The correct answer is option B, it's ink. When it and is are combined into a contraction, the apostrophe replaces the missing I in is, making it its. Question 26. I am very lucky to have such friends. How should this be written as a contraction? Option A, I am. Option B, I'm comma. The correct answer is option B, I'm. When I and am are combined, the apostrophe replaces the missing A in am, making it I'm. Question 27. I shall not be able to finish my lessons this evening. How should this be written as a contraction? Option A, shalln't. Option B, shan't. Option C, shouldn't. The correct answer is option B, shan't. The contraction for shall not is shan't. The apostrophe replaces the missing L, and O. Question 28. Who will come with me? How should this be written as a contraction? Option A, who'll. Option B, who'led. Option C, holes. The correct answer is option A, who'll. The contraction for who will is who'll. The apostrophe replaces the missing WI in will. Question 29. It does not matter if it is raining in the afternoon. How should this be written as a contraction? Option A, doesn't, it's. Option B, doesn't, it's nay. Option C, don't, it's eng. The correct answer is option B, doesn't, it's class. Does not becomes doesn't, with the apostrophe replacing the missing O in not. It is becomes it's, with the apostrophe replacing the missing I. Question 30. Each of the dolls, blank, to have a red nose. What is the correct present tense form of the verb to have? The correct answer is has. The subject, each of the dolls, is singular, so we use has for singular subjects in the present tense. Question 31. Neither of the monkeys, blank, to go into the cage. What is the correct present tense form of the verb to go? The correct answer is goes. The subject, neither of the monkeys, is treated as singular, so we use goes instead of go. Question 32. One of the acrobats, Aya, blank, to be injured. What is the correct present tense form of the verb to be? The correct answer is. The subject, one of the acrobats, is singular, so we use is for singular subjects in the present tense. Question 33. Every man, blank, to know what to do. What is the correct present tense form of the verb to know? The correct answer is knows. The subject, every man, is singular, so we add s to the verb, making it knows. Question 34. During the match, Billy scored an excellent goal. The correct spelling is excellent. The word excellent has the correct letter combination x, not eks, and ends with ent. Question 35. This term, we're learning all about the ancient Greeks. The correct spelling is ancient. The word ancient starts with an and includes c, which makes the shish sound. The doctor used a thermometer to check Eli's temperature. The correct spelling is temperature. The word temperature has an e after p and ends with icher, not icher. Question 37. If you know the recipient, use yours sincerely to sign a letter. The correct spelling is sincerely. The correct spelling is sincerely with an I after the S and searly at the end. Question 38. On average, African elephants eat for 18 hours a day. The correct spelling is average. The word average is spelled with A after V and ends with age, not edge. Question 39. Magpies can recognize their reflection in a mirror. The correct spelling is recognize. The word recognize is spelled with recog at the beginning and ends with nize, not nize. Question 40. Sinbad the sailor, after all his adventures and wanderings, settled down in happiness and blank in Baghdad. The correct answer is prosperity. The word prosperity means success and happiness, which fits the context of Sinbad settling down. Question 41. Here are the stories which he told to his friends of his 7 marvelous years, blank. The correct answer is voyages. A voyage is a journey or adventure, and the sentence is talking about Sinbad's 7 great adventures. Question 42. My father died while I was young and left me a kickin' blank. The correct answer is fortune. The word fortune means a large amount of money or wealth, which makes sense in this context. Question 43. I fell into bad ways, by which I not only wasted my time but injured my ache blank. The correct answer is health. When someone falls into bad habits, it often affects their health, making this the best choice. Question 44. I collected what was left of my fortune and bought blank. The correct answer is merchandise. Merchandise refers to goods or items which Sinbad would load onto a vessel for trading. Question 45. We were one day blank near a small island. The correct answer is marooned. The word marooned describes how stranded they were on the small island, which fits perfectly here. Question 46. The ship called out that we were on the back of a monstrous blank. The correct answer is whale. The sentence talks about something monstrous and in the sea, which makes whale the right choice. Question 47. I had only time to catch hold of a lie blank of wood. The correct answer is piece. A piece of wood is something small and portable, which makes sense in this situation. Question 48. I blank during that and the next night. The correct answer is floated. Floated describes how Sinbad stayed on the water after the ship sailed away. Question 49. There were a number of blank grazing together. The correct answer is colts. Colts are young horses, which makes sense in the context of grazing animals. Question 50. The sound of trumpets and drums seemed to pass around the island, which continued until morning, when again it seemed to be, quote, blank. The correct answer is uninhabited. The word uninhabited means no people live there, which matches the description of the island. Question 51. I found that the shore, blank, with enormous serpents. The correct answer is abounded. Abounded means there were many of something, which fits here because the shore had many serpents. Question 52. This angle is called acute. Why is it acute? Because it is less than 90 degrees. Think about a right angle. It looks like the corner of a square, doesn't it? Acute angles are always smaller than a right angle. They're sharp and tiny compared to that square corner. Question 53. Here's another acute angle. Just like the first one, it is smaller than 90 degrees. If an angle is small and sharp looking, it is acute. Simple, right? Acute angles are always less than 90 degrees, no matter what. Question 54. Now let's look at this angle. This one is called obtuse. What makes an angle obtuse? It is bigger than 90 degrees, but smaller than 180 degrees. So it's not sharp and small like an acute angle, and it's not completely flat either. It's in between. Can you see how this one is wider than a right angle? That's what makes it obtuse. Question 55. Here's another obtuse angle. Like the one we just saw, it is bigger than 90 degrees. Remember, any angle that is more than 90 degrees but less than 180 degrees is obtuse. Keep that in mind. It will help you a lot. Question 56. Take a look at this angle. It is also obtuse because it is clearly bigger than 90 degrees. If it looks wide but it's not fully flat, it is obtuse. Easy to remember, right? Question 57. This angle measures 137 degrees. Now, any angle between 90 degrees and 180 degrees is obtuse. And since 137 degrees is right in the middle of that range, we know it is obtuse. Question 58. This angle measures 118 degrees. Just like before, it is greater than 90 degrees, but still less than 180 degrees. That means it is obtuse. Once you get the hang of this, it becomes really easy to spot obtuse angles. Question 59. Here is another angle, and this one measures 98 degrees. Even though it is just slightly over 90 degrees, that is enough to make it obtuse. So yes, this one is also obtuse. Question 60. Now we are back to acute angles. This angle measures 49 degrees. Remember, acute angles are always less than 90 degrees. If it is smaller than a right angle, it is acute. Simple, right? Question 61. Finally, we have a right angle. This one is exactly 90 degrees, and that is what makes it special. Right angles are not smaller or bigger. They are exactly 90 degrees, like the corner of a square. Question 62. The angle given is 57 degrees, and we need to find the missing angle. We are working with a right angle, which means the two angles must add up to 90 degrees. So 90 minus 57 equals 33. The missing angle is 33 degrees. Question 63. This time, the angle given is 45 degrees. We are again working with a right angle, which means the two angles must add up to 90 degrees. 90 minus 45 equals 45. The missing angle is 45 degrees. Question 64. We are given one angle of 16 degrees. We are again working with a right angle, which means the two angles must add up to 90 degrees. 90 minus 16 equals 74. The missing angle is 74 degrees. Question 65. The given angle is 132 degrees. We are looking for the other angle that makes a straight line, which adds up to 180 degrees. 180 minus 132 equals 48. The missing angle is 48 degrees. Question 66. The given angle is 61 degrees. The two angles on a straight line must add up to 180 degrees. 180 minus 61 equals 119. The missing angle is 119 degrees. Question 67. The angle given is 260 degrees. A full circle is always 360 degrees, so we subtract 260 from 360 to find the missing angle. 360 minus 260 equals 100. The missing angle is 100 degrees. Question 68. The given angle is 210 degrees. Again, a full circle is 360 degrees, so we subtract 210 from 360. 360 minus 210 equals 150. The missing angle is 150 degrees. Question 69. This time, we are told that one angle is 90 degrees. The other angle must make a full circle, which is 360 degrees. 360 minus 90 equals 270. The missing angle is 270 degrees. Question 70. Two angles are given, 90 degrees and 110 degrees. To find the missing angle, we subtract the total of these two from 360 degrees. 90 plus 110 equals 200. 360 minus 200 equals 160. The missing angle is 160 degrees. Question 71. The given angles are 115 degrees and 170 degrees. Adding these together gives us the total so far. 115 plus 170 equals 285. Then subtract 285 from 360 to find the missing angle. 360 minus 285 equals 75. The missing angle is 75 degrees. Question 72. We are given two angles, 42 degrees and 180 degrees. Adding these together gives the total so far. 42 plus 180 equals 222. Now subtract 222 from 360 to find the missing angle. 360 minus 222 equals 138. The missing angle is 138 degrees. Question 73. We are looking for the unknown angle, angle P, in this right triangle. Remember, the sum of the angles in any triangle is always 180 degrees. We already know two angles. One is 90 degrees and the other is 45 degrees. Let's add those together. 90 plus 45 equals 135. Now subtract that from 180 to 180 minus 135 equals 45. The missing angle P is 45 degrees. Question 74. Here we need to find angle F in this triangle. Again, the sum of all the angles in a triangle is 180 degrees. Two angles are given, 30 degrees and 40 degrees. Let's add them together. 30 plus 40 equals 70. Now subtract that from 180 to 180 minus 70 equals 110. The missing angle, angle F, is 110 degrees. Question 75. We are finding angle G in this triangle. The total for all three angles in the triangle is 180 degrees. Two angles are already known, 80 degrees and 80 degrees. Adding them together gives us 160. Now subtract that from 180 to 180 minus 160 equals 20. The missing angle G is 20 degrees. Question 76. Here we are working with a quadrilateral. Remember, the sum of all angles in a quadrilateral is always 360 degrees. Three angles are already given, 105 degrees, 100 degrees, and 75 degrees. Adding them together gives us 280. Now subtract that from 360 to 360 minus 280 equals 80. The missing angle X is 80 degrees. Question 77. This is another quadrilateral, so the total of all angles must be 360 degrees. The given angles are 108 degrees, 105 degrees, and 72 degrees. Adding these together gives us 285. Now subtract that from 360 to 360 minus 285 equals 75. The missing angle x is 75 degrees. Question 78. In this quadrilateral, we know one angle is 150 degrees and another is 70 degrees. The third is 50 degrees. Let's add those together. 150 plus 70 plus 50 equals 270. Now subtract that from 360 to 360 minus 270 equals 90. The missing angle x is 90 degrees. Question 79. We need to find the size of angle x. This is a right angle triangle, so the two angles must add up to 90 degrees. One angle is 47 degrees, so we subtract 47 from 90 to 90 minus 47 equals 43. The missing angle x is 43 degrees. Question 80. This question asks us to subtract the sum of two right angles from 360 degrees. A right angle is 90 degrees, so two right angles are 90 plus 90 equals 180. Now subtract that from 360 to 360 minus 180 equals 180. The result is 180 degrees. Question 81. Two angles of a triangle are given, 80 degrees and 45 degrees. The total for all angles in a triangle is always 180 degrees. Add the two given angles. 80 plus 45 equals 125. Now subtract that from 180 to 180 minus 125 equals 55. The missing angle is 55 degrees. 82. We are finding x in a triangle. Two angles are both 55 degrees. First add them together. 55 plus 55 equals 110. Now subtract that from 180 to 180 minus 110 equals 70. The missing angle x is 70 degrees. Question 83. Angles A, B, and C are on a straight line, which always adds up to 180 degrees. The total of these three angles is 180 degrees. Question 84. Angles S, T, and U also form a straight line, so their total is 180 degrees. We know two angles. S is 34 degrees, and T is 23 degrees. Add these together. 34 plus 23 equals 57. Now subtract that from 180 to 180 minus 57 equals 123. The missing angle U is 123 degrees. Question 85. This triangle has one right angle, which is 90 degrees, and another angle of 67 degrees. The total for all angles in a triangle is 180 degrees. Add the two given angles. 90 plus 67 equals 157. Now subtract that from 180 to 180 minus 157 equals 23. The missing angle is 23 degrees. Question 86. We need to estimate the size of angle A. Looking at the options, the angle appears to be closest to 45 degrees. Question 87. Which shape contains at least one obtuse angle? An obtuse angle is greater than 90 degrees but less than 180 degrees. Looking at the options, only shape A, the parallelogram, has an obtuse angle. The answer is A. Question 88. We are finding the angle Z in this triangle. The total for all angles in a triangle is always 180 degrees. Two angles are given, and they are both 35 degrees. First, add these together. 35 plus 35 equals 70. Now subtract that from 180 to 180 minus 70 equals 110. The missing angle Z is 110 degrees. Question 89. This question asks for the smaller angle between the 4 and 8 on a clock face. The clock is a circle, and a full circle is 360 degrees. Each hour represents 30 degrees because 360 divided by 12 equals 30. From 4 to 8 is 4 hours. Multiply that by 30 degrees. 4 times 30 equals 120. The smaller angle is 120 degrees. Question 90. Grace drew a shape using a square and two equilateral triangles. The shaded angle is the interior angle of the square plus the interior angles of the two triangles. The angle in the square is 90 degrees, and each equilateral triangle has interior angles of 60 degrees. Add them together. 90 plus 60 equals 210. The shaded angle is 210 degrees. Question 91. This is a regular hexagon. In a regular polygon, the total sum of interior angles at the center of the shape is 360 degrees. A hexagon has 6 equal angles at the center. Divide 360 by 6 to 360 divided by 6 equals 60. Each angle is 60 degrees. Question 92. First, we look at the angle outside the triangle that measures 160 degrees. We know that a straight line has 180 degrees. Since this 160-degree angle is on a straight line, the angle right next to it inside the triangle must be 180 minus 160, which equals 20 degrees. Next, we remember that all three angles inside any triangle add up to 180 degrees. We're dealing with a right-angled triangle, meaning one of its angles is already 90 degrees. We just figured out another angle is 20 degrees. So we have a 90-degree angle and a 20-degree angle inside our triangle. To find the third angle, which is marked A, we add the two angles we know, 90 and 20, to get 110 degrees. Finally, since all angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees, we subtract the 110 degrees we just calculated from 180 degrees. This gives us 70 degrees. Therefore, the angle marked A is 70 degrees. Angle A is 70 degrees. Question 93. This quadrilateral has angles 110, 120, and 80 degrees. The total for all angles in a quadrilateral is 360 degrees. Add the three known angles. 110 plus 120 plus 80 equals 310. Now subtract that from 360 to 360 minus 310 equals 50. The missing angle Y is 50 degrees.
Question 94, NVR series. You can see the circle is moving around the pentagon, so we know the next one is going to be moving anti-clockwise around the pentagon, which is going to be option C. Question 95, you can see that the legs of the spider, each time it loses one leg. So it lost one leg from the right, then it will lose one leg from the left, then it loses another leg from the right. Every time it loses a leg, it also adds one to the tail. So we know there should be 4 on the back, and there should only be 2 on each side. So 2 legs on each side and 4 lines on the tail, which is option D. For question 96, we have the ribbon. It's pointing upwards and then downwards. So we know the next one's going to be upwards, and then this one's going to be downwards, okay? You can see only option C and D are upwards. Now look at the letters. It goes Q, P. So think about the alphabet. It should be N, O, P, Q. So you can assume it's going backwards on the alphabet. So this one should be O. Again, if we look at the alphabet first, E, F, G, H. So we know it has to be a G in the center. This is flipping. So it goes vertical and then horizontal. It should be horizontal this time. So it can't be option D. And then the shape in the bottom left is going from 7 sides to 6 sides to 5 sides and then to 4 sides. So it should be option B.
Verbal reasoning, double meaning words. In the question below, there are 2 pairs of words. Choose the word from the 5 possible answers, which goes equally well with both the pairs. Question 98. The first pair of words is alter and amend, and the second pair is coins and money. Which word fits both pairs? The correct answer is change. Here's why. First, change can mean to alter or amend something, which fits the first pair. Second, change also refers to coins or small amounts of money, which matches the second pair. So the answer to question 98 is change. Question 99. The first pair is adjacent and near, and the second pair is shut and lock. What's the word that works for both? The answer is close. Let's break it down. First, close can mean near or adjacent, which works for the first pair. Second, close also means to shut or secure something, which matches the second pair. So the answer to question 99 is close. Question 100. Finally, question 100. The first pair is second and hour, and the second pair is small and tiny. What word connects them? The answer is minute. Here's why. First, minute as a unit of time connects to second and hour. Second, minute, when pronounced differently, means very small, which fits the second pair. So the answer to question 100 is minute. Optional questions. Write these sentences, inserting the apostrophes where they are needed. Sentence 1. The first sentence is, I found the postman's hat on the road. The corrected version is, I found the postman's hat on the road. Here, the apostrophe goes in postman's to show possession, meaning the hat belongs to the postman. Sentence 2. The next sentence is, the Pupils magazine was in tatters. The corrected version is, the Pupils magazine was in tatters. The apostrophe is added in pupils to show that the magazine belongs to the pupil. Sentence 3. Now we have, the boy's fishing hook got caught in Sanjay's scarf. The corrected version is, the boy's fishing hook got caught in Sanjay's scarf. In this case, the apostrophe in boys shows that the hook belongs to the boy, and the apostrophe in Sanjay's shows that the scarf belongs to Sanjay. Sentence 4. Next is, I borrowed my neighbor's tractor. The corrected version is, I borrowed my neighbor's tractor. Here, the apostrophe in neighbors indicates possession, meaning the tractor belongs to the neighbor. Sentence 5. Here's the fifth sentence. Zindal's trousers were sent for repairs. The corrected version is, Zindal's trousers were sent for repairs. The apostrophe in Zindal's shows that the trousers belong to Zindal. Sentence 6. The boy's coat was floating in the pond. The corrected version is, the boy's coat was floating in the pond. The apostrophe in boys shows that the coat belongs to the boy. Rewrite the underlined words using apostrophes. Sentence 1. The first sentence is, I cannot go fishing today. With the apostrophe, it becomes, I can't go fishing today. Here, the apostrophe replaces the letters N and O in cannot. Sentence 2. The second sentence is, we have enjoyed our holiday. With the apostrophe, it becomes, we've enjoyed our holiday. The apostrophe replaces the letters H and A in have. Sentence 3. The next sentence is, you are welcome to come with us. With the apostrophe, it becomes, you're welcome to come with us. Here, the apostrophe replaces the letter A in R. Sentence 4. The fourth sentence is, I will go to the shop for the messages. With the apostrophe, it becomes, I'll go to the shop for the messages. The apostrophe replaces the letters W and I in will. Sentence 5. The fifth sentence is, the eel does not like to be touched. With the apostrophe, it becomes, the eel doesn't like to be touched. The apostrophe replaces the letter O in not. Sentence 6. The sixth sentence is, he will regret his decision. With the apostrophe, it becomes, he'll regret his decision. The apostrophe replaces the letters W and I in will. Sentence 7. The final sentence is, he should not have done that. With the apostrophe, it becomes, he shouldn't have done that. The apostrophe replaces the letters O and T in not. Write these sentences, using an apostrophe to change the underlined words. Sentence 1. The first sentence is, the wife of the presenter sang sweetly. With the apostrophe, it becomes, the presenter's wife sang sweetly. Here, the apostrophe in presenters shows that the wife belongs to the presenter. Sentence 2. The second sentence is, the nests of the birds were beautifully made. With the apostrophe, it becomes, the birds' nests were beautifully made. The apostrophe in birds shows that the nests belong to the birds. Notice the apostrophe comes after the A's because the word birds is plural. Sentence 3. The third sentence is, the toys of the children were scattered on the floor. With the apostrophe, it becomes, the children's toys were scattered on the floor. Here, the apostrophe in children's shows that the toys belong to the children. Notice the apostrophe goes before the es because children is already plural. Sentence 4. The fourth sentence is, I stayed at the farm of my aunt. With the apostrophe, it becomes, I stayed at my aunt's farm. The apostrophe in aunts shows that the farm belongs to the aunt. Sentence 5. The fifth sentence is, the chain of the mare disappeared. With the apostrophe, it becomes, the mare's chain disappeared. The apostrophe in mares shows that the chain belongs to the mare. Write the following sentences, using the shortened form of the words in bold type. Sentence 1. The first sentence is, I am sure she will come with us on the cycling expedition. With contractions, it becomes, I'm sure she'll come with us on the cycling expedition. Here, I'm is the shortened form of I am, and she'll is the shortened form of she will. Sentence 2. The second sentence is, she is the tallest girl in my class. With a contraction, it becomes, she's the tallest girl in my class. Here, she's is the shortened form of she is. Sentence 3. The next sentence is, that is the boy who is playing in the tennis final. With contractions, it becomes, that's the boy who's playing in the tennis final. Here, that's is the shortened form of that is, and whose is the shortened form of who is. Sentence 4. The fourth sentence is, we are going to visit the new museum as it is not far from here. With contractions, it becomes, We're going to visit the new museum as it's not far from here. Here, we're is the shortened form of we are, and it's is the shortened form of it is. Sentence 5. The fifth sentence is, he did not know the correct answer. With a contraction, it becomes, he didn't know the correct answer. Here, didn't is the shortened form of did not. Sentence 6. The next sentence is, whenever there is a competition, she wins. With a contraction, it becomes, whenever there's a competition, she wins. Here, theirs is the shortened form of there is. Sentence 7. And the last sentence is, it is cold outside and it is raining. With contractions, it becomes, it's cold outside and it's raining. Here, it is the shortened form of it is. Write the following sentences using the shortened form of the words in bold type. Sentence 1. The first sentence is, nobody wishes to see the man fall. Sentence 2. The second sentence is, every one of us likes to go to the circus. Sentence 3. The third sentence is, not one of the girls has a ticket. Sentence 4. The fourth sentence is, each of the dogs is sick. Sentence 5. The fifth sentence is, each child receives a present. Sentence 6. The last sentence is, everybody is delighted with the child's progress. The spelling mistakes in these sentences have been circled. Write the correct spelling for each circled word in the box. Sentence 1. The first sentence is, a tomato is not a vegetable. It's actually a type of fruit. The correct spelling is vegetable. Sentence 2. The second sentence is, 40 cows escaped from a neighboring field last week. The correct spelling is 40. Sentence 3. The third sentence is, I suggest that you stop that immediately, warned the teacher. The correct spelling is suggest. Sentence 4. The fourth sentence is, my gran uses an identity card to get into her place of work. The correct spelling is identity. Sentence 5. The last sentence is, what category does this book need to go in? The correct spelling is category. Each sentence below has one word which is spelt incorrectly. Circle the incorrect word and write the correct spelling in the box. Sentence 1. The first sentence is, the wild rabbits have started to interfere with our wiring. The incorrect word is interfere. The correct spelling is interfere. Sentence 2. The second sentence is, we've not got any definite plans for this weekend. The incorrect word is definite. The correct spelling is definite. Sentence 3. The third sentence is, protesters have begun to occupy the town hall. The incorrect word is occupy. The correct spelling is occupy. Sentence 4. The fourth sentence is, after I fell over, a large bruise began to develop on my knee. The incorrect word is develop. The correct spelling is develop. Sentence 5. The last sentence is, a full moon will occur once every 29.5 days. The incorrect word is occur. The correct spelling is occur. Proofreading practice. Use these proofreading marks to correct 10 mistakes in the story below. Original story. Here's the original text. It was cold and windy as Tay twins walked to school. Julie had forgotten to put on her beanie before she and her brother left home. Why are your ears red, Julie? Asked her brother Ben. Julie replied, because they're super cold, Ben. Then SHHE shivered as the wind howled, blowing leaves all around them. Corrections. 1. The first mistake is in the word te. It should be corrected to the. 2. Next, Julie needs to be capitalized to Julie because proper nouns always begin with a capital letter. 3. The word LSFT is a typo. The correct spelling is left. 4. In this sentence, why are your ears red, Julie? A comma is needed after red and a question mark is needed at the end. It becomes, why are your ears red, Julie? 5. The name Ben needs a capital B, so it becomes Ben. 6. The phrase, because they're super cold, Ben, needs a capital B for because and a comma before Ben. It becomes, because they're super cold, Ben. 7. The word then at the start of the last sentence should be capitalized to then. Lastly, SHHE is a typo and should be corrected to she. Corrected story. Here's the fully corrected version. It was cold and windy as the twins walked to school. Julie had forgotten to put on her beanie before she and her brother left home. Why are your ears red, Julie? Asked her brother Ben. Julie replied, because they're super cold, Ben. Then she shivered as the wind howled, blowing leaves all around them. Use these proofreading marks to correct 10 mistakes in the story below. Original story. Here's the original text. Today we are going to the circus. I am so excited to see the tightrope walkers and trapeze artists. I bet it would be scary being UUP so high and my brother just wants to see teddy elephants. They're his favorite animal. Have you ever been to the circus? What would you most like to see? Corrections. 1. The first mistake is going. It should be corrected to going. 2. The next mistake is the lowercase I at the start of a sentence. It should be capitalized to I. 3. The word UUP is a typo. It should be corrected to up. 4. The word MI is incorrect. It should be my. 5. The word te is a typo. It should be corrected to the. 6. The sentence, they're his favorite animal, is missing a capital letter. There should start with a capital T. 7. The phrase, have you ever been to the circus, is missing a question mark. Add one to make it a proper question. 8. The sentence, what would you most like to see, has a typo in you. It should be corrected to you. Corrected story. Here's the corrected version. Today we are going to the circus. I am so excited to see the tightrope walkers and trapeze artists. I bet it would be scary being up so high. My brother just wants to see the elephants. They're his favorite animal. Have you ever been to the circus? What would you most like to see? Classify each angle as acute, obtuse, right, or straight. Angle 1. The first angle is sharp and narrow, less than 90 degrees. The correct answer is acute. Angle 2. The second angle is also narrow and less than 90 degrees. The correct answer is acute. Angle 3. The third angle forms a straight line, which measures exactly 180 degrees. The correct answer is straight. Angle 4. The fourth angle is a perfect L shape, which measures exactly 90 degrees. The correct answer is right. Angle 5. The fifth angle is wide, measuring greater than 90 degrees, but less than 180 degrees. The correct answer is obtuse. Angle 6. The first angle measures 178 degrees. This is greater than 90 degrees, but less than 180 degrees. The correct answer is obtuse. Angle 7. The second angle measures 180 degrees. This forms a straight line. The correct answer is straight. Angle 8. The third angle measures 72 degrees. This is less than 90 degrees. The correct answer is acute. Angle 9. The fourth angle measures 73 degrees. Again, this is less than 90 degrees. The correct answer is acute. Angle 10. The fifth angle measures 79 degrees. Like the previous two, this is less than 90 degrees. The correct answer is acute. Find the missing angle measurement in each set. Diagram 1. The first diagram shows one angle measuring 26 degrees. To find the missing angle, subtract 26 from 90. 90 minus 26 equals 64. The missing angle is 64 degrees. Diagram 2. The second diagram shows one angle measuring 43 degrees. To find the missing angle, subtract 43 from 90. 90 minus 43 equals 47. The missing angle is 47 degrees. Diagram 3. The third diagram shows one angle measuring 25 degrees. To find the missing angle, subtract 25 from 90. 90 minus 25 equals 65. The missing angle is 65 degrees. Diagram 4. The first diagram shows one angle measuring 117 degrees. To find the missing angle, subtract 117 from 180. 180 minus 117 equals 63. The missing angle is 63 degrees. Diagram 5. The second diagram shows one angle measuring 77 degrees. To find the missing angle, subtract 77 from 180. 180 minus 77 equals 103. The missing angle is 103 degrees. Find the unknown interior angle for each triangle. Triangle 4. In the first triangle, two angles are given, 45 degrees and 45 degrees. To find the missing angle, subtract the sum of the two known angles from 180. 45 plus 45 equals 90. 180 minus 90 equals 90. The missing angle, angle W, is 90 degrees. Triangle 5. In the second triangle, two angles are given, 50 degrees and 80 degrees. Add these two angles and subtract their sum from 180. 50 plus 80 equals 130. 180 minus 130 equals 50. The missing angle, angle U, is 50 degrees. Triangle 6. In the third triangle, two angles are given, 60 degrees and 60 degrees. Add these two angles and subtract their sum from 180. 60 plus 60 equals 120. 180 minus 120 equals 60. The missing angle, angle C, is 60 degrees. Problem solving. Step 1. Calculate angle X. From the diagram, angle X is part of a triangle. The sum of angles in a triangle is always 180 degrees. The other angles are given as 65 and 75. 65 plus 75 equals 140. To find X, subtract 140 from 180. 180 minus 140 equals 40. So angle X is 40 degrees. Step 2. Calculate angle Y. Angle Y is part of the triangle at the bottom left. The sum of angles in a straight line is always 180 degrees. The angle next to Y is given as 75 degrees. Subtract 75 degrees from 180 to find angle Y. 180 minus 75 equals 105. So angle Y is 105 degrees. Step 3. Calculate angle Z. To calculate angle Z, we'll use the fact that the sum of all angles around a point is 360 degrees. At the top of the triangle, the angle given is 65 degrees. The total angle at a point, a full circle, is 360 degrees. To find angle Z, subtract 65 from 360. 360 minus 65 equals 295. So angle Z is 295 degrees. Verbal.
The optional questions for NVR series, if we look at the series here, look at the letters that are changing each time. You got B, Y, C, X, D, W. So look at the first letter, B, C, D. So this one should be A, okay? Second letter, Y, X, W. You can see it's going backwards. So Z, Y, X, W. So it should be A and Z, okay? Now, each time it's either horizontal or vertical like this. So you can see it's swapping. So we know the first one's going to be vertical because the next one is horizontal and then it's vertical again. So it's flipping, right? Should be AZ. The A is always at the top, right? A, B, C. Okay. Next question now. We have a fish-looking shape which has got three fins, and then in the next option it's only got two. So we know this one's only going to have one. It's not going to be either of these options. Also, every time it adds a circle inside the triangle. So one circle, this one should have two circles, and the next one will have three circles. So option C is the answer for that. If we look at the next question here, we've got a Christmas tree. We go to the next option, it adds a pot and it also adds a new ball. Again, the pot gets divided, another line gets added to the pot, and then a new ball gets added. So we know there should be 4 balls on the Christmas tree, and the pot should have 3 lines, okay? It's either C or D. There should always be one white ball, so we know it's going to be option D. Okay, next question here. 8, 9, 10 is a sequence over here, 9, 10, 11. So then we should have 12, sorry, we have 11, 12, no, 8, 9, 10, 9, 10, 11, should be 10, 11, 12, which is option A or C. Now, why is it A? Because this is vertical. This is horizontal. You can see the pattern is switching. It's going vertical, then horizontal, then vertical, okay? Next question, we've got BC, EF. So this is a bit like a verbal reasoning question. Look at the pattern. So it's going B to E. Well, actually, BC, they're both next to each other. And then it's skipping D, then it's going EF. It's going to skip G, it's going to go HI, which is option D. The next question here. This shape is rotating. You can see it's rotating 90 degrees anti-clockwise as you're going along this way. So if we go backwards, we're going to have to rotate it 90 degrees clockwise to figure out where it would have been. So we know that's going to be the line at the bottom, okay, which is option B. Next question. Again, we're rotating this. And we're rotating it, I believe, 90 degrees. This time it's clockwise. So to find what this one should be, rotate it 90 degrees anti-clockwise, so go in the reverse. That means it should be pointing to the right. It can't be A, wrong color. This has got the wrong diamond, pointing the wrong way, so it's either C or D. Look at the bottom right corner. You can see each time this arrow is flipping. Okay, so we know in the first box it should be pointing right. Okay, next question here. We've got a house. Each time we go to the right, another section of the house gets colored gray. So you can see the chimney and the roof are colored gray here. So from this option to this option, what is missing? Well, it's either the chimney that's going to get colored or the roof. So let's look at which one could it be. None of these options have the roof colored in, so we know it's going to be option D, which has the chimney colored in. Actually, not option D, sorry, because it's got a black window here. It should actually be a white window, so option B. Okay. Next question. This shape is rotating 90 degrees clockwise, so it should rotate again. Each time it loses one of these lines when it rotates, it should only have one line. Can't be option B. It also gains a new circle each time it's rotated, and the circle is always in this gap between the L, so it should be option C, not D. Next question, each time we're adding a new shape, so we have to add a new shape or sort of line that is different from these two lines. Which option has that? Only option D, which has got a new shape, which is this line, that is different. This is a circle, so it can't be that, it's not a line, and this has got two repeated lines, and this one's got the wrong color. Next question, 1, 2, 1, 3, 5. We don't know what this is. Then we've got 3, 5, 7, and then 4, 6, 8. Okay, so you can see the numbers always going up in twos. This one should start with 2. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the first number of each of these. And you've got 3, 4, 5, 6, and you've got 5, 6, 7, 8. So you can see along the rows, you can see the different patterns. Sorry. So 2, 4, 6, okay? Now, each time we move on, we add another one of these circles to the side of the diamond as well. So it should be 3 circles on the side of the diamond, which is option C. This one's the wrong color. Now we have this box, which seems to rotate each time, either vertical or horizontal. This one's going to be horizontal. It also seems to add something new each time. So you've got the triangle at the top, and you've got this shape inside. So what's going to be added next? Well, this should stay. So we should still have this option. And then we have added this. Okay, it can't be D because it hasn't got the blue colors. And A hasn't got the shape. This shape in there. Okay, next question. This bullet type shape seems to get shorter each time. So it shouldn't be D, that's too long. And this one is, actually the rest of these are fine. Now it also goes white, grey, so it should be white. Now we've got plus and it equals at the top. This seems to flip each time, okay? Plus and equals, and then you've got equals plus. It should be plus equals, which is option A. Got plus equals, this one's got it, equals plus, okay? Final question here. This rotates. It looks like it rotates 90 degrees clockwise, and then it also gets flipped. So the arrow is getting flipped. And then it rotates 90 degrees clockwise again, and this time it rotates 180. So this is quite difficult to describe, this arrow change. Let's look at the hearts first. We know it's 3, 2, and then 1 heart. Okay, so we know this one has to have 4 hearts. It can't be D, wrong color. Okay, so I think it's actually more of a skipping pattern. So if you look at the third box right here, compared to this one, the arrows are reflected. So I think this arrow should be reflected to this one, which would be option B. That is the end of the NVR section.
Reasoning, double meaning words. In the question below, there are 2 pairs of words. Choose the word from the 5 possible answers, which goes equally well with both the pairs. Question 1. The first pair of words is pure, spotless, and the second pair is improve, refine. The word that works for both pairs is perfect. Here's why. Perfect means pure or spotless for the first pair. Perfect also means to improve or refine something. So the answer is perfect. Question 2. The second pair of words is correct, true, and fair, just. The word that works for both pairs is right. Here's why. Right means correct or true for the first pair. Right also means fair or just. So the answer is right. Question 3. The third pair of words is crop, harvest, and make, generate. The word that works for both pairs is produce. Here's why. Produce means crop or harvest for the first pair. Produce also means to make or generate something. So the answer is produce. Question 4. The fourth pair of words is rubbish, waste, and deny, reject. The word that works for both pairs is refuse. Here's why. Refuse means rubbish or waste as a noun. Refuse also means to deny or reject as a verb. So the answer is refuse. Question 5. The fifth pair of words is empty, seep, and pipe, sewer. The word that works for both pairs is drain. Here's why. Drain means to empty or seep for the first pair. Drain also refers to a pipe or sewer. So the answer is drain. Question 6. The sixth pair of words is rip, gash, and cry, weep. The word that works for both pairs is tear. Here's why. Tear means a rip or gash as a noun. Tear also means to cry or weep as a verb. So the answer is tear. Question 7. The seventh pair of words is turned, coiled, and damage, harm. The word that works for both pairs is wound. Here's why. Wound means turned or coiled as a past tense of wind. Wound also means damage or harm as a noun. So the answer is wound.